Hello, everyone. I'm the guy behind the ETH Frenchie CryptoPunk. I kind of think we look a little bit alike. I want to tell you today about what we are doing with Tiki Bar and what type of a utility project this is for the NFT space. We're all familiar with NFT drops, get your attributes, art blocks drops, get your art. That is not what Tiki Bar is. Tiki Bar is a utility play. What does that mean? That means that we are looking to do things in the real world using NFTs as the catalyst for it. And specifically, one of the things that I want to see happen with Tiki Bar, I want to see us put on at least one, ideally multiple festivals per year all around the globe. We're based here in the United States, so certainly Tiki Festival 1, we will do it here at home. But the hope is that we grow the Tiki Bar footprint, we grow Tiki Festival, and these can happen. We can have Tiki Festival UK, we can have Tiki Festival Australia, and this can be something that can go all around the world, and everyone, just as global as crypto itself, can participate in this. Now, the way that we are funding this project is very similar to how Gary Vee is funding his VCon project through secondary market royalties, 75% of which go into the Tiki Festival Seed Fund. And the goal here is that as the seed fund grows, we can hit different tiers that a promoter can put on. Typically with a festival, Fat Cat Investor goes to a promoter, says, hey, I've got $5 million. I want to give you this $5 million to put on a festival for me. Put on the festival. When the festival is over, you've made some profit. You return my $5 million and you return me another $2 million, $5 million, whatever the goal is, profit on top of that. Fat Cat puts the profit in his pocket, pushes maybe back up the seed money again, and they rinse, wash, and repeat and do it over again. With Tiki Festival, we are going to create that seed fund out of the Tiki Bar community. And then when we go to the promoter and we're the Fat Cat and we say, here's our seed fund, we want you to do the same thing, put on the festival, you make your profit, but you return to us our seed fund and you return to us some profit. And then that profit is going back into Tiki Festival to make it bigger. And that's how we want to create a growth trajectory that grows Tiki Fund domestically, allows Tiki Fund to expand internationally. This is a project that I want to build the utility around to create a legacy that lives on after I'm dead and gone. I want Tiki Festival to happen 100 years from now. Now, a big piece of the pie here, a big piece of the puzzle and how this all has to come together, the community has to coalesce around this. And one of the ideas that I've got that I think is really interesting to help the community coalesce around Tiki Festival so that you feel ownership in this and do it in a way that is completely compliant with US laws and regulations. Most of us in the NFT space, we own one or more PFP avatars. And after the Bored Ape Yacht Club released the intellectual property for these avatars to the owners where you have commercial rights, you can print them on t-shirts if you want. You could go to a t-shirt printer and say, hey, I'm going to pay you $1,000 to screen print these on a bunch of shirts for me. I want you to put them in your store and sell them. And then you give me back 30% of the sales as IP royalties. You can do that. It's your ape. It's your penguin. It's your koala. They've granted you those rights. You don't own their brand. You don't own their logos, but you own your individual PFP. And that is something that is really cool and something that really has never existed before. In the past, most people walking around didn't have licensable IP in their pocket. Well, now you do. You have some in your wallet. And so what we are doing with the art for the festivals, the Tiki Festival tickets, we're going to print the artwork of our community's PFPs onto those tickets. And if your PFP gets printed on a ticket and it sells for $500, we're going to pay you a licensing fee to use your art. Your art will be the ticket with tiki dress around it, a totem dress. It'd be really cool, not a dress, but like the aesthetic of a totem. And we think that'll be really cool. And we're going to pay you licensing royalties for using your art. We're going to use the community's art. We're going to let the community that has all of this licensable IP that we've never had before. Licensable IP used to belong to Marvel for Spider-Man, or DC for Batman, Disney for Mickey Mouse. Well, guess what? If you own a Pudgy Penguin, those are kind of celebrities in the NFT space. You own that penguin. The same way Marvel can license Spider-Man. If we were having a Spider-Man festival and we would pay them a licensing fee for every time we use Spider-Man, we can license your Pudgy Penguin and put him on the tickets, him or her, and we can pay you a royalty on that. It's yours. You own it. You can license it. So that's going to be a big piece of the puzzle, and it's a big piece of our tokenomics. So if you hold a Tiki Bar token, there's going to come an opportunity for you to put your art on your Tiki token, and then each Tiki token will then relate to a corresponding number of tickets, separate NFTs, that go out to the festival goers when they all buy. Your Tiki Bar NFT also gets you one free ticket to every festival we do forever. The same way a VFriend gets you a ticket to VCon, a Tiki Bar token gets you a ticket to any Tiki festival anywhere in the world. In addition, when the other at-large tickets that the promoter is going to sell, when those go out, they're going to have the community's art on them. And they will be printed in a distribution so that everybody, as the tickets sale, everybody participates in that. And if you put some math on that, it doesn't have to get that crazy for this to really add up and be real money for someone. If a festival, if the tickets are selling for $500 a piece and you have your PFP on 10 of those tickets and they're $500 a piece, that's 50 times the 10 tickets. That's $500 in just straight up cash flows back to you. So you take, what would that type of cash flows be if you were licensing something? When Disney buys Marvel, they're looking at that IP and what can that IP produce, and they divide back a what's called a discount rate into that to determine what that IP is worth. Something that is making a $500 a year passive income stream like that, at least a 20% discount rate, I would think. I mean, I can't guarantee any of this. None of this is investment. You're licensing IP, but the cash flow certainly will have value, and that will drive the value of a Tiki token. So a Tiki token that is responsible for, say, that $500 in annual royalty, if you take it at a 20% return, that's what you want. The same way Disney would look when they buy Marvel, that would be $2,500 per Tiki. And that's only from the cash flow utility. That doesn't include the ticket you get yourself. That doesn't include all the other utility we're going to build as a community. Again, we're looking to do a lot of big and awesome things here. So I hope that you will choose to join us. We're getting ready to have a really fun week to unite all of the different PFP communities. Everyone can participate here. If your project has released the IP to you, it doesn't matter if it's a Bored Ape Yacht Club that's super expensive or if it's the cheapest one on the block. If they've released the IP and it's clean, you can license it into this project if you want to. And I think that's going to be really, really cool. And so I hope that during what we're going to call Rush Week, we're going to have some really fun games where these different PFP communities can compete against each other to win some pretty cool utility. It's going to be fun. We're not looking to divide the community in any way with this. There will be a little bit of a friendly competition, and there will be some prizes awarded. But and they're going to be, the prizes are not going to suck. They're going to be good. And the benefits that the communities can win are not going to suck. They're going to be good. But at the end of the day, once it comes time for the festival, we're all on even footing. Every PFP is welcome, whether you're a Bored Ape or whether you're whether you're a Yeti. Doesn't matter. You're welcome. So I hope you'll choose to look into Tiki Bar, look into what we're doing, look into what we're doing with the festival, look into what I'm doing with my other projects to try to bring two worlds of collectibles together. There's a lot. We have a lot going on, and it's all really cool. And we'd love to have you take a look at our ecosystem and consider jumping in with us. We're going to do a lot of really fun things around the utility that's possible with NFTs that a lot of people really haven't even begun to scratch the surface on. I want to scratch that surface and go really deep and really do some cool and interesting things. I hope you'll choose to join us.